Everyone says it, right? Just move on. Time heals all wounds. You'll be so much stronger for this. But nobody ever tells you how. They don't tell you what to do when you're staring at the ceiling at 3 a.m. and the silence is so loud it feels like it could swallow you whole. They don't tell you how to function when the life you so carefully planned has been torched and reduced to a pile of rubble at your feet. This isn't going to be another video filled with fluffy, positive affirmations. This is for the person who feels completely and utterly broken, the person who looks in the mirror and doesn't recognize themselves because half of their identity just walked out the door. Today, we're not just talking about moving on. We're talking about the brutal, unfiltered truth of what it really takes to rebuild from scratch, to find happiness on your own terms, and to forge a life that is authentically yours, even if it's a life you never wanted. Before you can even think about rebuilding, you have to be painfully honest about the wreckage, because divorce isn't just a legal proceeding, it's a private apocalypse. It's the social fallout, that sudden weirdness with friends and family when they feel like they have to choose a side, or worse, when they just ghost you because your pain is too inconvenient for their happy lives. Your social circle, once your biggest comfort, just shrinks, and that isolation can be suffocating. It's the financial terror, that cold, sharp realization that you are now solely responsible for your own survival. For a lot of people, it's the first time they've had to manage every single bill, every debt, every decision completely alone. That fear can be paralyzing, and beneath all of that is the deepest cut, the profound loneliness. It's not just the absence of a person, it's the loss of your primary witness, the one person who knew your daily routines, your inside jokes, your quiet struggles, and that absence creates a void that feels infinite. It's a pain so specific that well-meaning advice from your happily married friends can feel like a slap in the face. Acknowledging this raw, brutal reality isn't about wallowing. It's about honoring just how deep the wound is. You cannot heal what you refuse to look at. But here's the first piece of good news. Facing the darkness is the first step toward the light. The journey through this is hard, but it's not impossible. There is a path forward, and it starts by accepting a few brutal but ultimately liberating truths. Here are the 4 unfiltered truths about what it actually takes to rebuild your life from the ground up. After years of being a we, switching to me feels like a full-blown identity crisis. Your sense of self was tangled up with your partner, and now that thread has been violently cut. The urge to fill that void immediately, to jump into a rebound relationship, is overwhelming. It's a quick way to soothe the loneliness and prove to yourself you're still desirable. Trust me, it's almost always a disastrous mistake. Diving into another relationship before you've healed is like trying to build a new house on a cracked, unstable foundation. You just end up projecting your old wounds onto a new person and repeating the same damn patterns that got you here. The brutal truth is, you have to learn to be alone. Not just tolerate being alone, but actually embrace it. This period of solitude isn't a punishment, it's a sacred opportunity. This is your chance to figure out who you are without someone else's reflection staring back at you. What have you always wanted to do? Take the sculpture class, join the hiking club, plan the solo trip. Take yourself out to dinner and a movie. Get comfortable in the quiet, because in that quiet, you'll finally start to hear your own voice again, your own wants, your own needs, your own dreams. This is how you move from being dependent on someone else to being fiercely, healthily independent. It's hard, but it's where you find yourself again. If any of this is hitting home and you're tired of the generic advice, take a second to subscribe. On this channel, we have honest conversations about the hard parts of life and how to get through them with real strength. And because I know this journey can feel completely overwhelming, I've put together a free, simple guide called The First 7 Days. It gives you one small, manageable thing to do each day for the first week to start getting your world back on its axis. The link is right in the description below. It's not a magic fix, but it's a start. One of the most painful and least talked about parts of divorce is how your social world implodes. Friendships you thought were rock solid suddenly crack. You stop getting invited to the couples things. The people you were counting on for support might just vanish, leaving you feeling totally isolated. You can't wait for people to come to you. You have to be the architect of your new support system. And that takes conscious, intentional effort. It means building a community that fits the person you are becoming. Start small. Reconnect with old friends, the ones who knew you before the marriage. They remember a version of you that you might have even forgotten yourself. Then, branch out. Join groups built around your interests, a book club, a volunteer group, a fitness class. These shared activities are a natural way to form new bonds without all the pressure. You're building relationships based on who you are now, not who you were as part of a couple. This new network, your second family, will become your lifeline. These are the people who will celebrate your tiny victories, listen without trying to fix it, and remind you how strong you are when you forget. They won't replace what you lost, but they will form a new foundation, one built on genuine connection and shared values. Rebuilding your life after divorce isn't a gentle, straightforward path. It's brutal. It will test you in ways you can't even imagine. You'll have days where you feel strong and hopeful, and you'll have days where just getting out of bed feels impossible. And that's okay. Every single feeling is valid. Remember these truths. Grieve the future you lost so you can be free to build a new one. Take radical responsibility because your happiness is in your hands now. Forge your new identity in solitude so you can walk into your next chapter as a whole person. And intentionally build your second family because nobody gets through this alone.
The goal isn't to get the old you back. That person is gone. The goal is to use the heat of this experience to forge a new you, someone more compassionate, more resilient, and more deeply, authentically themselves. This chapter might feel like the end of your story, but it's not. It's just a plot twist. And the person you become on the other side of this? They're unbreakable.
This is hard, but you don't have to do it all at once. If you're wondering where to even begin, watch this video next on the one small habit that can change everything after a major life upheaval. It's right there on the screen. You've got this.